Let's move on to Braves Phillies. Folks, this one's going to be good. The odds are this isn't even. This is a pick 'em here. Braves Phillies both at -110 over at BetMGM. Sorry, BJ. I'm going to the Phillies fan first.
Mm-hmm.
And might as well try to get some logical, answer, some really solid, clean analysis before the smells and the scent of Citizens Bank Park take him over, and he's in the whirlwind of that ballpark. So please, your thoughts on this game. Why would you not bet the Phillies? How about that?
Spencer Strider's back, making his first outing in 26 days. It's definitely an interesting situation to try to figure out who's pitching when. The reports are that Strider may only throw 2 or 3 innings to open the game. Then we're going to get some Jake Odorizzi. There's about a 2-run difference between those two pitchers, and that is a massive difference. Does Strider throw 2 innings or 4? Does he throw 3? Who comes in behind him? Do the Braves max out the bullpen? It's the first game of potentially 3 games in 3 days. Do they save the bullpen? They have Morton going tomorrow. How much do they trust him? So it becomes a really interesting situation trying to predict what the Braves are going to do with their pitching today after Strider starts. We know he's going to throw the first 2 innings. We don't know, depending on how successful he is, what will happen next. We don't know how effective he's going to be. He hasn't pitched in 26 days, but we do know that since August, since July, in the second half of the season, he was number 2 amongst MLB starters in strikeout minus walk rate. The guy he's going up against, Aaron Nola, no slouch, ranked 7th. So this is an elite pitching matchup, at least for the first 3 innings, with Nola and Strider, 2 teams that have seen these starters quite a bit. Nola did just have an excellent outing against the Braves. He's had 2 different outings of 7 innings plus without allowing a run. He's also got roughed up a little bit. In Atlanta earlier this year, gave up 4 runs. So it is interesting. Strider has owned the Phillies 4-0, sub-2 ERA in those outings. This total came down. It was sitting around 7.25, 7.5. There were some 7s juiced to the over. Since Strider was announced, it's come down below 7. I was talking to BJ before the show. If we get a 6.5 minus 110, minus 115 even, I'm going to play the over. I know I just gushed about how good these pitchers are, but with Strider's limited workload and uncertain effectiveness, and the bank being one of the biggest hitter-friendly parks in all of baseball, I will have to hold my nose and play the over if it gets to 6.5 flat. That being said, right now, it would probably be maybe a Braves play for me, but if not, I'm probably staying away here. First home playoff game in 11 years. Very excited for it, but it's tough to really predict out this Braves pitching situation.
So you're in on 6.5 over?
Over 6.5, minus 110, minus 15, I'd be in.
Okay. It's at 120 right now, but it's there.
I'm watching it.
Okay, good. Sounds good. You're going to have a good time no matter what. He's a Phillies fan, everybody. He's going to the game today. BJ, your favorite play for Braves Phillies, game number 3.
So I think there's a specific way to play this game. I'm going to be on under 7 runs at minus 120, specifically for the reason, like Anthony just mentioned, is that we don't really know what's going to happen with Strider. They say, yeah, he's going to pitch 2 or 3 innings, but if he's pitching really well and he's just sitting guys down, are they going to let him go 4? Are they going to let him go 5? And like Anthony mentioned, as we go, these days stacked up on top of each other, are the Braves going to save their bullpen? If we get Jake Odorizzi in inning 3, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play under 7 runs. And then I'm going to bank on these 2 starting pitchers who, like Anthony mentioned, are the best, I would say, 7 in the National League this season. I'm going to try to come back on the over, depending on what it is after 3 innings. It could be 5.5. It could be 5, right? As Odorizzi is coming in, because like Anthony mentioned, Odorizzi's 2 runs worse than Spencer Strider. He's got an xERA of 4.11 this season. He hasn't been really that effective. In a hitter-friendly ballpark, could these teams be saving their bullpens a little bit? Who knows? So for me, that's how I'm going to play it. Just try to middle this thing, just with all the uncertainty. Just kind of frustrating not to know exactly how many innings a guy is going to throw, especially a guy like Spencer Strider, who has been absolutely incredible in his rookie season. Like if he was pitching the absolute full game, I would only have 6 runs projected for this game. So, but for me, I think I'm just going to try to middle this once Odorizzi comes in for Strider.